Hello again, it's JP. I'm not sure if the mic's too loud or not, but anyway, I'm back on the NASCAR thing. This morning I watched a video on nascar.com. They focused in on Danica Patrick. Sorry, maybe some of you don't want to hear all about it, but I'm kind of like a fan of hers. So, anyway, I was watching this video and it showed the wreck. Headline was, Danica has to race her way back into the race. Now, in the last video, do you remember I was telling you that some of them good old boys don't want to see women racing? I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just going to tell you what I noticed, what I saw. The number 10 car going along, minding her own business, well, racing hard. Let me back up just a little bit. Since 2013, whenever the new generation cars came out, you can't bump draft them. You can bump draft them in certain races, but you better be on the right-hand side of that bumper. In other words, on the driver's passenger side, if you're going to bump them. You get up next to them, or up behind them on the left-hand side, that's going to make them loose. I'm not going to mention any names, and like I've said before, this is just my opinion. Something I noticed. So here was this FedEx car. I think we all know who that is. There was a long shot right down the track, and here they come. There's Danica. Hands up so you can see. There's Danica. Here's a FedEx car on the left-hand side behind her. And all the other cars behind the FedEx car were lined up on the right-hand side of that FedEx car. They were all doing it right, except for that one FedEx car. What I saw was that he got too close to her on the left-hand side of her bumper. I don't know if he touched her or not. You couldn't really tell. But the announcer said, oh, well, Danica didn't realize that the FedEx car was coming up next to her. But what happened just before that is that he came up and got on the left-hand side of her bumper, rear bumper, and her back end started sliding out. Well, that's what happens. And then, when she started sliding, he should have nailed it and went on around her, but he didn't. He stayed right up there next to her. You could reach out. I'm sorry, I get emotional when I see stuff like this. She could have just reached out and not even hardly an arm's length and touched his car. That's what I saw. And he stayed right there. Right on the left rear quarter of her car until she was still so out of control. She's up into the wall and back down and caused a big wreck. Well, the announcer said, yeah. Oh, look, Dana, she caused a big wreck. Now she has to race her way back in. But everybody else was lined up on the right-hand side of the bumper, like you're supposed to be. So, I was going to do the video earlier, but it might still be there if you go to nascar.com and look for, I think it's called Danica has to race back in, or something like that. But today, when race day started, the program race day, they don't show that. They only show Danica out of control and sliding off and taking a bunch of people with her. It's irritating to me. I apologize. But I'm, what can I say? And then one other thing that NASCAR is doing that I'm not very happy with. Well, first of all, line screw. Is it line screw? Well, somebody was telling me they didn't like the gopher cam. Well, Now there's the phone. Let it ring a minute. Somebody pick it up. Okay, they did. They brought, what did they bring back? Some bunch of little characters. Again, big eyes. That makes my little 7-year-old granddaughter laugh like crazy, but it has nothing to do with the race. So, but anyway, what I wanted to say was that NASCAR, when they first come on the air, they're showing these cars flipping and flopping and then sliding and going airborne, and big entrance music, big drums, and boy, they're just really playing it up. If you watch last year's race, most of the time they were all so spread out, so far apart in single file. I said last year, the best way to watch NASCAR last year, to me, is you watch the first 5 laps, and then you go take a nap. Go to the next door neighbors, drink a couple of beers, get some pizza. Just make sure you're back for the last 5 laps, because there ain't nothing that's going to happen in between the first 5 and the last 5. Except 43 cars stretched way out, 5 or 6 car lengths behind them, and they're all just playing follow the leader around for 3 hours. Nobody wants to jump out there and race. That's my spiel for today. I'm probably going to piss a bunch of people off, but, well, just my opinion. I hope you guys jump in there. Positive or negative, jump right in there. Let me have it, both barrels. If that's what you think you need to do, that's fine. So anyway, I'll talk to you later soon. I'm going to go watch these 2 Budweiser duels. And then maybe I'll do one tonight and maybe not. But I'm not going to miss the Daytona 500 for anything. They were showing, just one other thing, quickly. They were showing people getting autographs from some of the drivers as they were coming out of their drivers meeting area, I guess. I was looking for Eric. I was kind of hoping I'd see him standing there with his book out there. Hey, come here, sign this. I didn't see him. And then they did a long shot. Well, you can't see nothing then either. So anyway, I hope those 2 races are going to be fun. I hope it's not a lot like last year. There's a bunch of drivers that are going to have to finish and try to finish first in these 2 duels. 48 cars, only 43 can race. Try to have a good day.